Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Whitty's Gear Review. Today we're going to look at something a little bit different. We haven't really done a lot of, everyday carry tools. So I wanted to introduce you to something that I saw on, have been seeing online, and thought to myself, you know what? In a bag situation, anywhere where I'm carrying either a sling bag, a go bag, get home bag, whatever kind of bag you want, even a bag that you carry in your car, or a hunting pack or anything like that. I'm going to show it to you all now, and we'll kind of dig into it and go over the ins and the outs. What we have here is the, I guess it's Atumen or Atumen RS1 multi-purpose ratchet set. And it's showing that it's a 24-in-1. On the box, it doesn't really have a lot of, I guess it shows you different bits. And then it goes into a couple little generic deals on the back there, emblems. Let's just go ahead and look at the tool itself, and then we'll kind of go into it. So it's got a nice, real hard, decent carrying case. I would put this equivalent to any of the, DeWalt to Milwaukee bit boxes that you get from your box stores, your hardware stores. So it's a good heavy box. And if most of y'all do what I do and, love gear, you've probably seen this thing advertised, at least a YouTube video of it. They're all over the place. These things, you could buy them on Temu, AliExpress, Amazon, Walmart. They're kind of popping up everywhere. But I wanted to get one and see for myself. And that's the tool. And I want to tell you that this thing, it's not super heavy, but it feels like it's an expensive, well-made tool. And, just looking at it real close, the millwork's good. There's no burrs. There's no, it's not uneven. You can actually see the little magnets in all three of those. But the versatility of this tool is what's important to me, and its compact size. I would say it's about the size of a regular 1/4-inch ratchet, but with a lot more versatility. So if you're looking at this thing, it comes in with like a, I guess it's an aluminum alloy, so it should be super, super strong. It's got what they call a magic drive gearless ratchet. Let's see. I mean, you can hear it. It sounds to me like gears, but it says it's a gearless magic ratcheting system. And all the bits are made out of S2. So usually S2 is what they make bits that you can use in an impact driver, but we'll go over the bits a little bit on their own. But where this thing's, multi-purposed is the configurations you can set it up in. So if you've got to get in a small little tight spot, grab you a tool, stick it in there, and there is a magnet, and you can get in a lot smaller little area. Good for probably working on bikes, smaller electronics, places where you don't have to, like, even if you were in an area with as tight as the gears are, you could get in there as long as you had some space and not have to, go all the way around to make a rotation. You can kind of just finally, I guess, ratchet that. And the ratcheting feel itself is really good. It's got some really strong audible clicks, which I like that. But then you have these little handles, right? So if we wanted to make it a more traditional 1/4-inch, you've got that function. And then, of course, you all saw it in the T-handle. Small 1/4-inch. If you even wanted to use the bit driver, now you've got a super long 1/4-inch for a lot of torque. You can add that to the end. You've got your standard screwdriver. Let's see, throw a Phillips bit in there. And you can take all that off and have a more precise, smaller screwdriver, or heck, for that matter, you can just stick it in the end. And then now you have a super compact. But I like the way that this is designed because it'll allow you to give it some torque. As far as the bits, like I said, they're all made out of S2 steel alloy steel bits, but they're color coded. So you've got your, I guess that's dark blue, which is your Phillips, and more of a purple, which is your flathead. Then you have this light blue, which are all your Torx. And then you have this one that's orange, which is just your P22, which is basically just for an impact, a Phillips impact for like impact driver for, you know, sheetrock, anything like that. Then you have a continuation of the light blue, and then you have your Allen heads, which are gray. Right? So, as I got this, I'm like, okay, what will it do, right? Yes, it's a small ratchet, just like any other ratchets. The ratchet I currently carry, sorry, I didn't have it out because I wasn't actually thinking about showing it. In my EDC kit is this small little Titan ratchet, right? Which will take all these bits, same bits. But if you look at the size of, if I needed this, which is super tiny, right? And let's get a measurement off of this thing. If we were looking at this one, we're coming in at right at about 3 3/4 inches long. Now, if we were to just to look at this tool by itself like this, you're looking at about 2 5/8. So a lot more compact tool. If size, size was an issue, because once you break all this down, it's all small. So it could, you could take the pieces you need and, customize it. Take you a small little pouch like this, throw in the bits you need, throw in the extensions, and that could fit in a pocket. Throw it in a, you could wear it in your front pocket, back pocket, throw it in a bag, in a pouch. So it allows, and there's plenty of room in here. You could put as many of the implements as you wanted to, and then you can mix and match because of all the variations that you get out of a 1/4 inch. So let's just take that. We'll take all the parts off, and let's actually try this thing out and see what we can use it on. Because I think it's important to see, hey, will it do anything? So I've just got this piece of wood. I've started a 1/2 inch lag bolt and just a drywall screw. For the lag bolt, and this is where the versatility comes in. This didn't come with it, but that's your little 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch bit adapter, socket adapter, which we're going to put that on. Let's stick this in the end of the tool and see what kind of, driving we can do. Let's see, we'll run it till it comes out the back. And it's got a good positive ratchet effect on there. I mean, it feels real good in the hand. And that's just with the small part. I mean, I didn't really even need the leverage because of the T. You can kind of put it between your 2 fingers like that. Put your thumb to the side that you want to apply the torque to. And, I mean, it's got a nice little feel to it. And, that's just to show you, that's just a 1/2 inch socket. And that was actually fairly simple and easy. And, even with the weight of this, it doesn't fall out. So you don't have to worry about losing your bit or getting stuck on the tool. I mean, it's in there. It's got some, some good positive hold on that. Then if we wanted to go over to just grabbing one of the Phillips bits, tossing that in there, and this is just started. You can see it doesn't, that's an old hole. You can tell that hole isn't lined up with that hole. And it might be more difficult with this to try to drive it through the wood. Well, you can hear the crunching. It's going through there. Oh, it's already came through the back. And that's the screw making the noise, not the tool. So we can countersink it so. You know what? I'm a little bit more impressed now because, you know, that's not an easy feat with a standard screwdriver, right? If we're going to add one of these pieces back on, and say we just had a screwdriver. I can't get it out. We probably can if we do this. Now we got some torque on there. All right, now I can get it out. So with just a standard screwdriver, as much as I put it into that wood, it would have been hard to take out. But now you add this handle on there where you get a little leverage, and yeah, it's not as easy, but that kind of makes it easy to turn like that if you just used it in a screwdriver. But why would you ever do that when you stick that on there? Whoop, trying to drop it on everybody. We had it right the first time. I just want to show you in real time. I mean, you can work this tool. There we go. I lost my screw. So really, guys, I'll tell you what, for what this thing costs, compared, like I've looked at the Ion brand, small little ratchet driver you can get like this from Harbor Freight, and you're looking at 39 bucks for that thing. I got this off of Temu for $13.46. And I will be honest, again, my opinion, I think it's worth every bit of that. I paid like, I want to say I paid 12 bucks for this little Titan driver, and $13.46 I got this, all the different attachments, and all the bits. This is definitely going to go in that box, the little socket. But you could actually get the socket drivers, throw a pack of those in there. You know, your common size is a 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, an 8, 10, 13. And man, you've got a good little kit that you could work on most small lawnmowers, bikes. Man, if you just carry a bit set with you, you could actually do some damage with this thing as far as working. And then I was curious, and it would probably be hard, but you have these as well. And in a pinch, that's what that hole was that we looked at earlier. I actually worked on, I was using this one a couple videos ago. Well, I didn't actually post a video, but I was going to, of using one of these bit driving drill bits to see if I can use it. Oh yeah, you can hear it cutting. And you can see the shavings. And now it's all right. So this is already, and this isn't magnetic, guys. This is a cheap bit, so that's why it's really not. It's just friction holding that. That's like a lead or something like that. So it's not going to magnetize to that. So that's why it fell off. This is a cheap little bit I got in some kit. But if you get the good ones, it will be magnetic. This, it just seemed like I was tilted around too much. This, being flat, I can put all the force right here on top and drive straight down and sit here and drill a hole all the way through this wood. And this isn't hard, guys. I'm not pushing a lot. We're all the way through. That's pretty amazing. If you throw one of these things in your kit, one of these few different sizes of these drill bits, now you've got a way to make holes. If you had to do a repair, if you had to put a couple things together. Let's see all the way through there. See some daylight. I don't know about you guys, but I would put this in my bag all day long with some added pieces. I would add a couple different drill bit sizes. Definitely add some sockets. That adapter. And in my opinion, when you're looking at anything ratcheting that takes a socket, bit head, man, this is a tool, guys. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm actually glad I got it. If you jump over to Amazon right now, they have this same exact one. It's around $22 from Amazon because it's free Amazon shipping. This was $13.46, but I bought it with a couple other things, so I was able to get the free shipping. But if you just bought it by yourself now with the up in shipping costs, it may get closer to that $22. That $22, in my opinion, isn't bad to spend on this. But a lot of times Amazon has clickable coupons, and you might be able to get a better deal on it. So just throw one in your cart and keep an eye on it. This brand, Atumen, I will say I can't speak for any of the other brands. I'm sure they're all made in China in the same company. They just throw different logos on it. But this one, if you look, just kind of, take a look at it. It looks like it's got like a titanium finish on it. And it's got like a gold there and there. Maybe you could find this exact one. I will leave a link to where I got this one on Temu. I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for something like this, man, even if you're just a handyman, if you're an electrician, if you're an HVAC guy, and you're just wanting a small 1/4 inch, you could throw in, a tool belt pocket with a couple other little attachments in a bag. I mean, you could almost Velcro this thing to that bag, and man, you've got you a formidable toolkit. I'll be honest, I buy a lot of things, and some of them I'm like, okay, I see the use, and y'all have seen my videos. I'm like, hey, it's useful for something, and it's useful, and it's going to be good for somebody. But most people that ever drive anything with a 1/4 inch, I think you need this tool. That's my honest opinion. I bought this with my own money. Nobody's paying me to say anything positive or negative about it. Y'all just seen, and I mean, heck, right there, in a survival situation, I just made a lot of small little shavings I could light later. I mean, you could put a paddle bit in there and I might be tough, but I could probably put a 1/2 inch hole through this thing. I'm willing to try the little thing on that. I actually think, this is a really good kit, guys. You don't have to take my word for it. I wouldn't steer you wrong. If it's not for you, by all means, there's a bunch of, real tool manufacturers out there that sell 1/4 inch drivers all day long. But like I said, the 1/4 inch bit driver at Harbor Freight, which is supposed to be cheaper tools, even though their Icon brand is really good, $40 for that. And it's not this. It's just a standard driver like that. But it does have a place in the bottom where you could put your bit, right? So you can use it as a regular screwdriver and a ratcheting screwdriver. Well, man, I could put all kind of bits on this, depending on what I'm working on, right? All right, here. I can take a screw out. I could run a nut down. I could drill a hole. However you want to do it. Pretty cool. Anyways, guys, do me a favor. The analytics show that most people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. You never know what content I'm going to do. I'm not asking you to watch every one of my videos, but if something interests you, please get on and watch. And the only way that that helps the channel is if you subscribe. Of course, liking and commenting. What would you use this tool for? Do you have this tool? Do you have something like it that you think's better? All that information helps the rest of our subscribers and everybody that watches the channel make an informed decision on what they need or what they want or what would work for them. I can tell you this will fit into several different categories of things I would use it on. Working on my AC, working on my little mini Jeep. I'm going to use the crap out of it working on pew-pews at this very bench. And most gear in general. And see how long it holds up. I can imagine it's just like any other, ratchet. Not that they're all made equally, but it should last for a while. Now, I don't know what the torque specs are. We just drove a lag bolt through there. And it didn't seem to hinder its ability whatsoever. It was almost just as easy, a little more, force, but it seemed like it drove just as easy as the screw did. And just as easy as the drill bit went all the way through there. I had like maybe an 1/8 of an inch to 3/16 hole started that I was working on with this thing in a video and thought, yeah, okay, well, this isn't the right application for a drill bit. I seen another guy say, hey, throw one in, use one of these ratchets, make a hole. And yes, I could do it, but it was clumsy and it would have took a while. Y'all saw in real time what it took this thing to drive through there. And you see, I didn't have that hole pre-drilled and just had fairy dust laying all over my table. You seen it come out. Anyways, guys, like I said, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, click all them notifications. We do have the Whitty's Gear shop up and running. Please go check out our merchandise. That's the best way to support the channel. You can also send us something if you want to through Buy Me a Coffee. We also have our Whitty's memberships up. If you want to join, by all means. There'll be content on there that not, actual reviewers see. Maybe some unedited stuff, some behind the scenes, some stuff other than what everybody else is seeing, right? Just a little insider's view into who we are and how we conduct life and our business. But like always, guys, I love y'all. We'll see you on the next one.